The little man came back in here at 2:30 in the morning, 4.5 hours after he fell asleep in his own bed. At least he sleeps in there for 4.5 hours. Thing is though, I just kissed him all over his face and now he's all flippy floppy. But if he wants to sleep in here, I'm gonna wake him up with kisses. That's what's gonna happen. Because I am his mama and I like kisses. Chubby, 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 chubby. Ew, you got hair in your mouth. Let me get it up. Good morning. Good morning. Chubby, 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 chubby. Alright guys, I'm going to start on my bookshelf now. I know I haven't really updated all day. That's the stuff I wanted to keep. We went through all of our clothes and basically we decided that whatever doesn't fit in our drawers or can be hung up in our closet, it's got to be thrown out. So I decided that I would pick as many shirts and pants and maybe a couple of skirts and 2 dresses that I wanted to keep, and so that's what I did. I ended up keeping a lot of my sweaters because in the winter I really like to wear tank tops and sweaters, so that's just the way I am. I like tank tops, sweaters, and jeans. Mom life. And yes, it's hot, so I'm sweating. I'm gonna do the bookshelf now. I'm gonna put all my books on the bookshelf, start emptying boxes and totes, and then we're gonna put those boxes and totes somewhere. Water the plants real quick after I check on them. Johnny's gonna go get the hose for me. Looks like my peas are growing. Check it out, guys. I think my peas are growing. I'm pretty sure. Look at this guy. Just came out of nowhere. Sprouted up. My tomatoes are doing great. Sage, thyme. I don't know what that is. I think that's a. And I don't think any of my cucumbers have sprouted yet. No, not yet. So I finished watering them. They look very happy. I watered the lavenders as well. They're doing a lot better. Howdy. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. Just because not many people hear it very often, so I'm just going to tell my story, okay? Don't mind me if I accidentally start bawling like a baby, okay? I worked very hard today on unpacking. I'm going to show you that first. Check it out. Yeah. Alright, so it started 9 months ago. I lost my assistance check because Johnny made $100 more than what they were giving me, so they cut me off. Our house was flooding. We needed to move. We had no money to move. I managed to scrounge up $150 for a mover. And that mover came to pick up our stuff, but he didn't want to help load the stuff, and he said that if we took too long he would have to charge us more, like he only wanted to do an hour's work. So we had to leave everything behind. So basically what we took was the beds, mine and Logan's bed, one dresser, the couches, the tables, whatever we could fit into the truck that was light, boxes, totes, whatever, and then we left behind a whole bunch of other stuff that we really needed, like our dresser and other things that were very needed but we didn't have anymore. So that's when we moved into the apartment in Delta. So after that happened, I was trying to survive the way we were with one person income, which was Johnny's. And Johnny was pressured into working longer hours and more time. He would leave at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't see him until 8 or 9 at night. That's how it was. And eventually it started creeping up on me. I started having panic attacks and anxiety. Not only that, we would argue in the supermarket when we're going to grocery shop. We would literally argue over what items to buy and what ones would have to wait till the next paycheck. And I was telling him it's not like a phone bill. Food is not a bill that you can take money from and put somewhere else. Food is something that we need to survive and like live. So we'd argue all the way to the cashier, which by that point I'd be crying. And I just bawled my eyes out. I went live a few times back in the day talking about it, and I would end up crying all over again. Lucas's birthday, we had no presents for him. Nothing. We had nothing for him. Logan never had a birthday party either. We had no cake. We had nothing. We couldn't afford it. I got cut off. So they had no birthday or nothing. I tried to make a Christmas as best as I could. I had to wrap some of the things that we had. And then New Year's happened, where I was crying because I couldn't put back food. I needed the food. Milk, bread, butter, things that the kids needed to grow and get stronger and, you know, just be kids. So I was crying because I was begging Johnny just to take money from somewhere else and just pay this food bill. He said he couldn't without going into rent, and then we would get kicked out. So I was crying, and the cashier decided, I'll just pay for it. So she decided to pay for it for me. I cried. I was happy at the time, but then I started feeling like embarrassed about it, and I felt really disgusted with myself that I couldn't provide for my family. So it ended up making a fire inside of me, and I prayed and I cried and I said, please give me a sign, just please, Lord and Lady, just give me something. I can't live like this anymore. I have to do something. And then it isn't like these stories go, the next day I saw a neon sign, basically, in the form of a live video of a woman telling her story of where she's pinning up sheets in her living room to keep her and her newborn warm because she couldn't afford to pay a $300 electrical bill. Now I knew that life because I had a $1,100 hydro bill that I could not even afford to pay off, and I was trying to with pennies. Which was the neon sign for me, like, hey, now look at how I'm living. I'm paying for everything in cash. I don't have any problems. The electric bill is always paid on time. And I'm just like, I need this. I need this. So I didn't have $99. I didn't have it. I looked at my phone bill and I realized my phone bill wasn't as important as changing my life and my circumstances for my children. And literally, guys, it comes down to this. It comes down to a choice. Would you rather be where you are right now in a year from now? Or would you rather things change for the best and the better? That's what it comes down to. And I didn't want to be where I was a year from then. And I'm not. I'm not even close to that. And I'm thankful every friggin' day. Every time I pay I go to the grocery store and pay that bill, I look at it and I cry. I can show you in the middle of the month, okay? I will show you. My food is still stacked in the fridge and in the cupboards. Never empty anymore. And it used to be empty like 2 weeks out of the month. Never again. And get this. My $1,100 hydro bill is now only a $200 hydro bill. And I'm going to be paying the rest of that off this month. Finally. Whoop, whoop. So 9 months into the business, I paid off $1,100 in debt with a hydro bill. I've changed my life. I pay for my groceries in cash. I helped us move this time, and we had tons of money to move. To be exact, I had about $380. 240 of that was wrap cash, and then the rest was from, working. That was after I bought food. Yeah. So what I'm saying, guys, comes down to what's your hard. Like, you gotta pick your hard. Would you rather live this life, this struggle, debt piling up upon debt, crying yourself to sleep because you don't know if you're going to be able to pay for food the next week? Like, that was my life. I couldn't handle it. I had panic attacks and I had to go to the doctor. I went to the hospital. I got physically ill from all the stress I was under from that life. And now I'm better because my circumstances changed. My life has changed. And I feel so much happier and grateful and way more alive now. And you guys can think what you want, that it's the medication that I'm on. It's not. It's because I realized that all I needed to do was do something about it. And it would make me feel better. Dopamine. Now every day when I get my 5 tasks done, I try and do them again. If I have time. If I don't, well, then I do them the next day. And as long as I'm doing that, I'm building my paychecks. I'm building my business. I'm building my life to a better place. And it all started with my phone bill money, which my phone bill at the time was like $200 because we just moved and I didn't pay it. So now it's $0 pay it every month. So I'd like to help 3 ladies this week. I'd like to help them get out of their debt and their situation. I'd like to help them pay for food, not just in the beginning of the month, but throughout the month. I want them to have leftover money that they can save. Like me, I've been able to save recently, which is crazy because I've never saved in my life. We literally have money lying around now, and that's something that's new to me. And I want to help other women do the same thing. I want to help them have money lying around the house, pinned to your fridge if you want. That's what I did with mine. All I'm saying is, if you hate the way your life is right now, and you're in the constant struggle of what you're going to do and how you're going to pay for this and that and the other, this is your neon sign. This is the neon sign that I needed. So this mama had a nice shower. Feeling a lot more refreshed. I feel great. Thank you, shower. So pretty shortly, the boys will be brushing their teeth and heading off to bed. I still have to finish my hair off, which is oil and my silky smooth spray that makes my hair silky and smooth. Without those, I just can't live because my hair gets all wiry and gross. So, the other thing I found today when I was unpacking was the baby photos of Lucas when he was inside of me. That doesn't give me baby fever. I don't know what would. I miss him in my belly.